You know, Vikings. Big, scary, axe-swinging Scandinavians. But what if I told you some of them weren't actually from Norway or Denmark, but the Netherlands? Meet the Frisians, traders, warriors, and occasional pirates who ruled the North Sea before it was cool. And their most famous Viking? Ubba Ragnarsson, son of the acclaimed Ragnar Lothbrok, who helped invade England with the Great Heathen Army. So, why don't we hear about them as much as the Scandinavians? Let's dive in. The Frisians controlled the Frisian Corridor, a key trade route between Scandinavia and the Frankish world. They were expert sailors, fierce warriors, and even gave the Romans a hard time. Great Roman historians like Pliny the Elder, Tacitus and Cassius Dio all wrote about the Frisian independence and fighting spirit. The Frisians resisted Roman rule, even forcing them to retreat at one point. Quite embarrassing for the world's greatest empire, to say the least. Fast forward a few centuries and the Frisians eventually merged with Saxons and Danes, but their independent spirit, that never left. Now, let's talk about Ubba Ragnarsson, a name that should be as legendary as Ragnar Lothbrok or Ivar the Boneless. He was one of the leaders of the Great Heathen Army, the massive Viking invasion of Anglo-Saxon England in the 9th century. Unlike his Scandinavian counterparts, Ubba may have had a Frisian benefice, meaning he wasn't just raiding from Denmark, but had deep ties to the Netherlands. His forces were a mix of Danes, Norse, Irish and Frisians, making the Great Heathen Army a true multicultural nightmare for the Anglo-Saxons. Ubba played a major role in Viking victories until he met his end in battle, probably realizing too late that shield walls don't work when you're surrounded. So why do we hear about Scandinavian Vikings but not their Dutch cousins? That's simple. History is written by the loudest survivors. Scandinavians had sagas and epic poetry. Frisians, not so much. They got absorbed into the Frankish world, their identity blending into medieval Europe, and their Viking legacy faded into the background. But make no mistake, they were every bit as fierce, seafaring and battle-hungry as their Nordic neighbours. They just didn't get the Netflix deal. Next time someone talks about Vikings, remind them it wasn't just the Scandinavians raiding their way through history. The Frisians were right there with them. Love epic untold history? Like and share this video. Ubba's ghost might thank you for it. Cheerio.